For over 35 years, the Cacciatore family has provided state-of-the-art auto collision repairs. V&J Auto Body is not only certified to repair all makes and models, V&J is one of the few auto body repair shops certified by Tesla to repair and recalibrate their own automobiles, as well as other electric and hybrid vehicles. Detailed repairs combined with award-winning concierge service makes V&J the only choice for your collision repair needs. V&J will pick up your automobile wherever on Long Island you are, provide you with a rental, and deliver your vehicle when the job is complete. Too good to be true? Visit VJAutobody.com. That's VJAutobody.com. Come over and meet the crew. VJ Auto Body's 2 state-of-the-art facilities are equipped with the latest technologies in auto repair. Let V&J communicate with your insurance company for you and deliver back to you a detailed, perfectly repaired vehicle. Contact V&J Auto Body by visiting VJAutobody.com or call 631-226-0070. That's 631-226-0070. Good afternoon, everyone, and Happy New Year to everyone out there. So it's your humble host, Peter Crouch, here, back on the air live with rocking with you here, Crash Course Radio. We're cruising into a new year, and of course, cruising into, over a year being on the air. All right, so that's a big to-do. So much happened for us in 22. It was a great year. I hope it was for you as well. A lot of cool stuff happening on the Collision Services Network side, as well as the Crash Course Radio side. This is, of course, Crash Course Radio, and I am your humble host, Peter Crouch. I'm also the owner and founder of Collision Services Network. CollisionServiceNetwork.com is there for you and me, all right, the consumer, and we are advocating for you, all right, by giving you knowledge and information you need and can use and advice you can trust, right? If you've been listening to the show, you know that's our mantra. And it is one heck of a mantra to live by, all right? Because God knows you always seem to need something when it comes to information or ideas, and you just don't have it all there in front of you, and all of a sudden, bam, right? You're confronted with the situation. So we're hopefully helping to eliminate at least that aspect of it with respect to the insurance and the auto body collision world, all right? And we've been doing a good job, I think, because we've been helping the folks. Right? We've been helping in 22. We helped dozens of people. And, what we mean by helping is giving them advice, of course, but also giving them guidance with respect to claim issues. Right? People file insurance claims, and they don't always know if they're being given the right information, if the insurance representative, he or she, is offering a settlement that's fair and reasonable, right? So these are the kind of things, folks, that we can help you with, all right? We can give you some... definitely give you some background on, and definitely give you some ideas, and of course, let you know if you're being handled the right way with the insurance. On the body shop collision side, hey, what can I say, right? You should be going nowhere else other than CollisionServiceNetwork.com. All right, you go to CollisionServiceNetwork.com. We want you to go there often. All right, stay up to date on different things. We have a blog there. Just kind of hang in there. We're still in the middle of transitioning over to a whole new website. It's going to be amazing. All right, I promise. It's going to be light years ahead of anything else. It's going to be totally interactive. There's going to be a call to action button there. Real cool stuff. You're going to be able to, send photos to us. All right, if you want us to kind of eyeball your car or your truck, whatever your situation is, give you an opinion. I mean, hey, right? Sometimes, we might end up telling you, don't even bother putting a claim in, right? Or if you really want to get it fixed, maybe do a cash out of pocket. And sometimes that's the most economical outcome for you. All right, so stuff like that's going to be happening. Call to action button's going to be real big, real cool. Like I said, there's a lot of different things going on with that. And as, of course, the website, what can I say, right? The network, we just continue to grow, folks. And 22 was an amazing year for us. All right, we were into our third year, CollisionServicesNetwork.com. Third year, congratulations. That's quite a feat. My engineer, my social media manager, Anthony. All right, best man in the world there, boy, Anthony, putting it all together for us, helping us get to the next level. Thank you. And it's been great, folks, right? We just keep growing. We added 2 amazing auto body partners right at the end of the year there. All right, we got High-End Collision East Islip, Brian and the boys over there. Brian, thank you very much for partnering up with Collision Services Network. Appreciate your support. And, of course, Northern Boulevard Collision, right, over there in Great Neck. So we've increased our reach. We've finally established ourselves in Nassau County, in Great Neck area, all right? So thank you very much, guys, Northern Boulevard Collision, all right, for climbing on board and being partners with us here at CollisionServiceNetwork.com. Folks, that's what we keep doing, right? We keep growing. We keep adding really solid, reputable partners on, people that you can trust, all right? People that you can go to, people that have the right answers that you're looking for and need, and, of course, people that are going to look out for your interests and not the insurance company interests, and there is a big difference there, and we have definitely illuminated that point many times on the show, and we will continue to do so. What else is happening? Hey, Crash Course Radio, right behind this mic every Tuesday afternoon. Folks, we went from a taped half-hour show to a 1-hour live show, interactive show, right? We take your calls. You can participate in the show, in the program. And on that note, please do 631-451-1039. 631-451-1039 brings you into this amazing studio to talk to little old me. Hey, you can find us on Spotify, Anchor, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. So if you're the social media butterfly, hey, you got your choice with Crash Course Radio and CollisionServiceNetwork.com, all right? We're everywhere and anywhere that people need to be. And Instagram's a biggie. Okay, I like to post videos there. It's a great interface for me. I can chat to the folks, get to the folks real quick on things that I think people need to know about, whether it has to do with the business, the radio show, or maybe just the industry in general. All right, so Instagram's a really cool thing. Facebook, what can we say about Facebook? Right, Facebook is what it is. We're continuing to plow ahead on that. Look for some progress in that area, right? We intend on doing a lot of boosting and sponsorships and other things. So got a lot of different things happening on the Collision Service Network side. Like I said, the website, we partnered up with a technology company based out of California. It's been amazing so far. Hey, folks, if you're a Google person, congratulations, because we are now officially a Google participant, right? I'm not a tech. I date myself every time I talk about this stuff, but I had no idea that you had to actually, get your business connected to Google, or I forget what they call certified or something. But anyway, I went ahead and did it. So if you're the Google type, you can go there and leave us a review. So please do. All right, that applies to Crash Course Radio. All right, so if you listen to the show, you like the show, and you think we're doing great stuff here, then please go to Google. There's also on the webpage, there's going to be a QR code. I think that's that fancy thing now that you take a picture of and you scan or some kind of jazz like that. But anyway, if you're into that kind of stuff, great, because that's going to be on the webpage now too. And you'll be able to, all right, my engineer's pointing at me here. Leave a review on Facebook and Spotify too. All right, thanks, Anthony. All right, that's why he's the brains and the willpower over there. Thank you very much. All right, folks. So we want to touch on a bunch of stuff here. One more thing, Crash Course Radio. We're going to be, I'm constantly looking for ways to evolve this program, right, the show. So I'm looking for feedback. You want to call in, you got some ideas. We're going to be, on that note, we're going to be doing that this year, right? We're going to make the show even better than it is. We're looking to expand the topic material, all right? We're going to be getting guys in here. I have a representative that wants to come in and start talking to us about what's being done with the Long Island drag strip. All right, pretty cool stuff. I didn't even know we had a drag strip. I had friends that were in the racing industry, in the sports. I had a really good friend who used to have a car that he used to race. And last I heard, they had to tow all their stuff down to Jersey. But apparently, they worked out some kind of a deal with the town of Brookhaven, I think, or maybe town of Riverhead. And I think somewhere out there in Calverton, I think the old Navy base, they were able to strike a deal. And apparently they used the runway out there. So, but we'll have him come in and sit down. That should be a pretty cool show. We'll talk it up and find out what's going on with that, right? So if that's your thing, if you're into drag racing, you're into racing, and you want to get an idea what's going on that topic, hey, we'll make sure we put that out there so you know when we're going to have him in, and you can join the show. It should be a cool show. So we're going to be looking to do stuff like that, expand into other areas. We're going to get guys in here. We're going to be talking about cars in general, right? Not just on the insurance and collision aspect, but just cars in general, antique cars, collectible cars, and of course, the racing industry and that type of thing there. All right, so really cool stuff happening for Crash Course Radio as well as Collision Services Network. And we're really looking forward to 23. As I said, 22 was just amazing. Some really cool stuff also. We're going to be, we're right now investigating the possibility of developing an app. All right, that's something that's never been done, folks. Right, you're going to have an app. It's going to be really cool, right? You get into a situation, no more scratching your head. You just say, hit that app, bam, and you get me or Collision Service Network. All right, and what else are we going to be doing? Well, I'll talk more about it on the other side of the break. All right, see everybody on the other side of the break. All right, welcome back, everyone. This is Peter Crouch, your humble host of the one and only Crash Course Radio. All right, and we continue to blaze new trails. All right, this is the first of its kind. I can't believe we've been on the air over a year, and thanks to the generosity of V&J Auto Body, we plan to be on the air for, just about this entire year. Right, so it's going to be really, really cool, really exciting. I started to talk about an app. What's going to be going on in 23 for Collision Service Network, all right? And also keep an eye to the sky with respect to commercial, all right? Because we fully expect to be in production of a commercial. We're targeting probably News 12, all right? So that's going to be really cool, all right? We're going to run a commercial on News 12 for Collision Service Network. Definitely are talking about possibility of putting an app together, all right, as well, for CollisionServiceNetwork.com. How cool is that? That'll be first of its kind. You'll just be able to go to the app. And, I'm sure everybody out there knows more about this than I do when it comes to the old App Store, and you search for the app, and then you just download it, and it shows up on your phone, and, you get into a jam, boom, you just hit that app, and there we are. CollisionServiceNetwork.com. How cool, right? No more guessing, scratching your head, or panicking. You're going to have that app right in front of you. Bam, you pull CollisionServiceNetwork.com up, and there's our amazing network of, body shops, collision services centers, personal injury attorneys, and, of course, insurance independent brokers. Really cool stuff. And, of course, you can reach out to CollisionServiceNetwork.com via the phone or email or text, and you'll always be able to get a hold of me or one of our staff, and we'll be able to give you the personal touch. All right, so that's kind of a little bit of a glimpse into the future here, things that we have on the table to keep things moving in the right direction. All right, so once again, this is a live show, so if you'd like to be part of the show, 631-451-1039. Let us know what's on your mind. You have any ideas? You want to participate in the show with respect to anything we're talking about, 631-451-1039. Hey, you can leave a review on Spotify and Facebook. I started to talk about how we're now officially registered with Google, right? So it's really cool. Again, not really my wheelhouse, but, if you're going to do business in the 21st century, you gotta get involved with this stuff. So we finally did, and so the folks can go there now and they can leave us a review with Google. If you want to leave a review for Crash Course Radio, same thing. And as I said earlier, we are found on Spotify, Anchor, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. All right, so let's do a little question of the day thing. We haven't done this in a while. I'm going to throw this out there and see if anybody wants to give us a call and, see what we can test our listeners out. Most of the time we do this, we have the smartest listeners, Crash Course Radio. You guys really are, I tell you. So here's one, all right? This seems kind of basic, but I get a lot of different answers to this in my shop, all right? So I'm curious. Does my insurance company have to pay the labor rate that my body shop charges? All right? So what do you think about that? Somebody give me a call, 631-451-1039. Your car's out of shop. Insurance company's going to come out. They have to look at your car, right? You made the claim. They're going to go to the shop. They're going to go to a Collision Service Network shop, so you have a lot less to worry about. But, you're kind of scratching your head, right? You've heard all kinds of stories about labor rate. It's a big issue. So does my insurance company have to pay the labor rate that my body shop charges, right? I know what the answer to that is on a personal and professional level, but give us a call and let me know what you think. All right. There is kind of a right answer to this, but there's a lot of gray area here as well. All right. 631-451-1039. I want to touch a little bit on rental. All right. I've mentioned this in the past. And, rental is, if you have rental, well, let's back up a little bit, right? So rental, it's not coverage, first of all right? Rental vehicle we're talking about, right? You go on vacation, you need a car, you rent a car for you and your family, right? That's great. When it comes to insurance, though, there's a little bit of a different angle with that, all right? You're renting the car, okay, but it's not rental coverage. All right? Now, people usually look at me and they get cross-eyed. They're like, what do you mean? When I took the policy out, they told me I had rental coverage. No, you have rental reimbursement. Okay, the distinction here is, excuse me, I came back from Florida and now I got a head cold, right? It's great. It wasn't too Florida in Florida though, folks. Let me tell you, 28 degrees in the Melbourne area. It was a little bit of a wake-up call. At any rate, so you have rental reimbursements, not coverage. That's an important distinction, right? Because if the insurance company says they're covering you for something, that means you're covered, right? Car gets in an accident, we're covering you, right? Tree falls on the car, we're covering it. Hailstones, destroy your car, we're covering it. Some idiot takes off in your car and you never see it again, we're going to cover it. That's different. But if it's reimbursement, you got to listen. When they say it's reimbursement coverage, when they say it's rental reimbursement and not coverage, all right? There's a distinction there. And the distinction, I know it's a play on words to an extent, right? But it's significant in that usually means that they're going to define exactly how much they're going to reimburse you for. That's why it's called reimbursement, not coverage. Because when they say they're covering you for covered loss, fire, theft, collision, they cover you, right? That means whether it's $1 or $100,000 if you have the coverage. If you have that type of net worth in the vehicle. Point is, it's kind of an open-ended ticket, right? Policy says we will cover you. Rental reimbursement doesn't say that. It says we will reimburse you for usual and customary expenses related to supplemental transportation, right? So a lot of people find themselves in a little bit of a pickle. And again, folks, this is why I tell you, you must go to collisionservicenetwork.com and choose one of our amazing network partners, all right, because they have the staff there, the professional staff, people with knowledge, experience. A lot of these guys have people like myself, right, that have worked in the industry for many years. So we know how to interpret insurance policies and how to represent your interest, which I stress all the time. All right, so you're not going to run into a pickle with rental. But the insurance companies, the insurance companies have identified rental as a very, very viable area for them to control expense. And that's bad for you. Good for them, again, bad for you. Why? Because they're going to be very aggressive here. All right, case in point, State Farm. I worked at State Farm many, many years ago. They were basically reimbursement, right? You get X amount of dollars for 30 days or 30 days of coverage, whatever comes first, at blah, blah, blah a day, right? Back then, I think it was like $15 a day they allowed. And whatever the aggregate amount was, maybe $600 for 30 days, whatever comes first. So if you decide to put yourself in a $50 a day car, obviously you'd use up all that money quicker. Point is that now, okay, that's not the case, right? Yes, they have rental reimbursement. Okay, but they're paying 80-20, folks. 80-20 on a 30-day fixed. Right? That means you rent the car, you're on the hook for 20%. They're going to pick up 80, 20%, and then there's a hard line on that. 30 days. That's it. Okay, and whatever the aggregate amount is. All right, so this is the difference. Here's the distinction between coverage and reimbursement. Okay? Coverage, yeah, you might have a deductible. They're covering you. Reimbursement, we're going to pay $25 a day or $800, whatever comes first for 30 days. That's it. So if you use up that $800 in 15 days, you're out of luck. You're done. And that's why you need to be very clear with yourself about what exactly it is you bought, all right, when you took out rental reimbursement. All right. And this is a real pinch point for a lot of people. I see it in my shop all the time. All right, and we do a very, very good job. We happen to have Hertz in our shop. All right, most of the time it's Enterprise. Doesn't matter. They do business with just about all of them. This the insurance companies. But point is, if you don't have a point person there, let's say the shop doesn't even have a liaison, right? A rental company liaison. All right, then you're really flying at the seat of your pants. Okay, you can get into a real financial pickle quickly with this. All right, because there's all kinds of things, as we know, when you rent a car, right? Tax, luxury tax, this and that, All right, so you really want to make sure that you're going to collisionservicenetwork.com because this could be a little bit of a sticky situation. All right, we'll continue this conversation on the other end of the break. And hey, want to hear from somebody about our question of the day, 631-451-1039. For over 35 years, the Cacciatore family has provided state-of-the-art auto collision repairs. V&J Auto Body is not only certified to repair all makes and models, V&J is one of the few auto body repair shops certified by Tesla to repair and recalibrate their automobiles as well as other electric and hybrid vehicles. Detailed repairs combined with award-winning concierge service makes V&J the only choice for your collision repair needs. V&J will pick up your automobile wherever on Long Island you are, provide you with a rental, and deliver your vehicle when the job is complete. Too good to be true? Visit VJAutobody.com. That's VJAutobody.com. Come over and meet the crew. VJ Auto Body's 2 state-of-the-art facilities are equipped with the latest technologies in auto repair. Let V&J communicate with your insurance company for you and deliver back to you a detailed, perfectly repaired vehicle. Contact V&J Auto Body by visiting VJAutobody.com or call 631-226-0070. That's 631-226-0070. Well, all right. Welcome back, everyone, to the one and only Crash Course Radio. And your humble host, Peter Crouch. Welcome to the show. This is, of course, a show where we educate everyone on everything that you need to know about regarding insurance and collision matters, as well as a whole bunch of other good stuff, right? Hey, and our mission, of course, is to support and promote the privately owned and operated auto body industry across the greater fruited plain here, Long Island. And hopefully in the near future, statewide. All right, and more importantly, we are educating and informing the consumer. That's you folks out there, and I get to do that directly every Tuesday afternoon live here from the amazing studios of 103.9. All right, and that's every Tuesday afternoon, 3 to 4. I look forward to getting behind this mic and communicating to the folks out there. All right, then, that's some of what we're doing. And, hey, our mantra, if you've been following us and listening to us, thank you very much for your support. All right, we appreciate it. Please continue to spread the word about Crash Course Radio because we are doing amazing stuff here. As I said earlier in the show, as we came on the air, we helped dozens of people in 22, and going forward in 23, we, of course, will continue to do that. All right, very excited and humbled by that experience. All right, we really have managed to help quite a few folks. So it's all good stuff. And the mantra, of course, is, folks, that if you listen to this show and you go to collisionservicenetwork.com, all right, well, we're giving you information and knowledge you need and can use and advice you can trust. All right? 631-451-1039 brings you into the little old studio here to talk to little old me. 631-451-1039. Find us on Spotify, Anchor, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Hey, I spoke about it earlier. I'm going to revisit this on and off throughout the show here. So we are up and running on Google. Please feel free to go to Google and leave a review, either for Collision Services Network or Crash Course Radio. All right, and you can also apparently leave a review on Spotify and Facebook as well. So early in the show, I put out the question of the day. All right, does my insurance company have to pay the labor rate that my body shop charges? Folks, these are things you should probably have an answer to, all right, before rather than after, right? Nobody expects they're going to get in an accident, all right? But unfortunately, it's going to happen, all right? Statistically, the National Highway Transportation Safety Bureau says, as a matter of statistics, every 10 years or so, most of us will experience some type of calamity involving our car. It could be minor. They don't say if it's going to be a major event, but something will happen. And, of course, that usually tends to happen within 25 square miles of where you live. All right, so being prepared for this is really a must. It's not even a luxury. I think we really owe it to ourselves, and the people around us to really be more squared away on this. I don't think most of us really do. I guess it's human nature, right? You just always think it's going to be the other guy, right? Then it happens to you and you're like, oh man, what do I do now, right? And God forbid you're injured. All right, God forbid you're injured, and that's a whole other, box of complications there for you to sort out. All right, but thanks to CollisionServiceNetwork.com, all right, and Crash Course Radio. All right, we're here to help you sort through that and prepare you for that ahead of time, right? Giving you information and knowledge you need and can use. And you know the old adage, right? You remember the 80s or in the 90s with the cliche? It was more the 90s with the cliches coming out, right? Knowledge is power and empowerment. I used to chuckle at that. That stuff's great, but here's the real facts, folks. You can have all the knowledge in the world, be the smartest guy in the room, and if you're not able to utilize that knowledge, right, or utilize your ideas or your smarts, you're not able to communicate them, either because you're relegated to the position that you are, right, if it's in respect to a business, right, or you're in a company. You might be smarter than the guy that's telling you to shut up, but it's not going to matter for the most part, right, because you have no ability to access where you need to go, right, or communicate, right, above to the next person in case of business. In case of life, it's kind of the same thing, right? You could have a lot of great things in your head, have a lot of ideas, or have a lot of knowledge. People might say, "Oh, he's so smart," but what we say here at Crash Course Radio, the caveat to that is knowing where to go or what to do with the knowledge. See, that's the part of that thing about having knowledge is power. They always left out, and that always made me chuckle when I'd hear that cliche. I think it was the 90s. Everybody was having it was a abbreviation, right, or an anacronym or something, or a cliche, right? Knowledge is power, and then they came out with the empowerment thing, right? But you have to empower people, empower yourself. Empower them what though? I used to scratch my head. What are we all being empowered with? But if we're talking about knowledge, that's great. You need to know what to do with it. That's real power. So here at Crash Course Radio and CollisionServiceNetwork.com, we're doing that, at least as it relates to auto body, collision, insurance, injuries, and that type of thing, right? And that's why we emphasize that you go to CollisionServiceNetwork.com, right? There's a whole treasure trove of other stuff there. You can peruse that at your own leisure, all right? And, inform yourself even more. And again, listen, I know this isn't, top of the morning stuff to most of us, right? Nobody sits around talking about their insurance policy and everything. It doesn't come up in conversation on a coffee table or a barbecue in the summer. But ironically, and I've spoken about this, I've dedicated a show to it, it's very, very important, isn't it? I mean, it touches all our lives. We can't live without insurance. Let's face it, right? I say that all the time. We're not demonizing the insurance industry. They fill a need, right? They have a need that's allows us to be a functioning, orderly society. We just feel it's our opinion, and I say our, it's the opinion of Collision Services Network, that role that they play should be, much more constrained and should be minimal, okay? They should stick to insurance. That's what they do good, insurance. They're not in the collision business, right? You probably heard me say this before. Insurance companies are in the insurance business, not in the collision business. So don't ever let them tell you, right? You probably know the end if you've been listening to me, where to have your car repaired. You never allow the insurance companies to tell you where to have your car repaired. You're not telling them how to set the premium, right, on your insurance policy. They're not allowing the body shop to tell them what kind of rates to charge people, right? So you should never let them tell you where to have your car repaired and how to have it repaired, okay? It's another very important part of that, where to have it repaired, how. Okay, because if you let them tell you where to go to get it fixed, I guarantee you they will be dictating how it gets fixed as well. All right, but avoid all that and go to CollisionServiceNetwork.com and pick one of our amazing partners on our network there, our collision services partners, auto body partners. All right, we have amazing people there, and these folks they're gonna work for you, right? They're gonna look out for your interests. They're gonna represent you. All right, they know how to negotiate. They know how to negotiate aggressively but fairly, all right, to get the agreed price, right? The agreed price that's necessary to restore your vehicle to a pre-loss condition. All right, that's it, folks. That's really the meat and potatoes of the whole process. All right, but if you find yourself in an insurance company shop you're going to pay a deductible, and you're probably going to end up being very frustrated, all right? Either with the repair itself or possibly the entire experience. All right, to avoid all that, go to collisionservicenetwork.com and pick one of our amazing auto body collision service network partners. We also have personal injury lawyers there, as well as independent insurance brokers, all just waiting with bated breath to help you and serve you. All right, question of the day. Does my insurance company have to pay the labor rate that my body shop charges? Come on, somebody out there's got the answer for this. 631-451-1039. We were talking about rental. All right, there's about a minute and 20 left here. Rental. It's not coverage. All right, it's not coverage, folks. It's reimbursement. And I drew the distinction between that. It's a very important distinction. I see people getting a lot of financial frustration over this. All right, so when you're talking about your policy, our policy, right? In other words, our insurance company who's covering our cars. If you have rental reimbursement, it's for 30 days, a fixed dollar rate per day, all right, and an aggregate amount. So a lot of companies are offering the premium reimbursement of $50 a day. You know what I've said here before? You've heard me say it, and I'm going to say it again. Shop your insurance. Rental, folks, I can't stress it enough. Rental reimbursement is a real issue. Most people, for some reason, either aren't told about it when they take the policy out or forget about it. Shop your insurance, folks. Go check out your insurance policy. Make sure you have it. And if you have it, make sure you have the most updated reimbursement that they're offering, right? That should be $50 a day. Okay? That adds pennies onto your premium. All right? And we will go into our final segment in just a bit here. And I will see you folks in just a few. All right, welcome back. This is the final segment of Crash Course Radio with your humble host, Peter Crouch, the one and only Crash Course Radio, first of its kind, blazing trails along the way as we go, and having a good time at it too. Hey, frustrating the heck out of the insurance guys too. I love saying this. We frustrate the heck out of the insurance industry here, Crash Course Radio, with one arm tied behind my back. I tell you, it's raw talent on loan from God. I don't know where it comes from. And our mission, of course, here is to support and promote the privately owned and operated auto body industry, which we do, of course, and we are the voice, the real voice of the auto body industry, right? Because I get to talk to you folks every Tuesday afternoon here from 3 to 4. Love doing it. Totally psyched. Look forward to coming here. And of course, most importantly, we are educating and informing the consumer as to their rights, options, and expectations related to an insurance claim, and also auto body and collision service industry as well. All right, so that's our mission. All right, and we've been doing that now for 3 years. Thank you very much to everyone who's been supporting us along the way. We really appreciate it. And thanks to you folks out there that listen to Crash Course Radio. I appreciate the dedication and the listening to the show. We continue to evolve and grow in many different directions. As I said earlier when we came on the air, 22 was an amazing year. 23 looks to be just as amazing. All right, we got a lot of good things happening both on the technology side and also on the people side, right? With the show and also with Collision Service Network. All right, so let's see. We got 8 minutes here. We're not getting any, doesn't look like we're getting any, hang on a second here. All right, doesn't look like we're getting any interaction here with the question of the day. Does my insurance company have to pay the labor rate that my body shop charges? As I said earlier to this, folks, there's things like this that nobody thinks about. I get it. Really. I totally get it, okay? Not exciting stuff we don't really want to think about, right? I'm driving my car, driving my truck, living in my house, whatever. I got the insurance. I write the check every month. Terrific. It is terrific until, guess what? Something happens. And now, think about it. Here's the unique thing about the insurance industry, okay? We're not actually buying a product, right? We're buying a service. We're buying a promise, okay, for something to happen if something else happens. That's really it. So you don't really actually get to fully understand and appreciate what the heck it is you just bought until, unfortunately, there's a need. But I tell you from professional and personal experience, that is not the best time to find out what you bought and what you need. All right. Not at all. Not when it comes to insurance, and definitely not when it comes to auto body and collision work anymore. That might have been great 40 years ago, folks, 35 years ago on the collision side. That's not the way it is anymore. You need to be involved and invested on both these issues today. Okay? It's a complicated world, a technical world, and your automobile and your truck that you're driving is no different. All right? So throwing a lawn dart up at the wall and then turning around, seeing where it landed and saying, hey, that's the guy that's going to fix my car, those days are over. All right? So you need to find a professional establishment that you feel comfortable with. All right? Same, I use the man on the street euphemism, right? We did that a couple of times as a gag. I'm walking down the street, I grab a guy, I say, hey, listen, I just found out your car's going to need brakes. They sound like, they're getting ready the wheels are going to come off the car. I guarantee you 9 out of 10 people would immediately be able to tell me, I'm going to Tony's Repair, I'm going to Joe Blow's Auto Repair. Everybody's got a guy, right? I go to the dealer's great. Everybody knows where they're going for mechanical. Now I turn around, I walk down the street, and I grab the first person I say, I'm like, oh man, that guy just creamed your car. He did? Yeah. You're going to need a whole right 3/4 nose. Oh man, I don't know what I'm going to do. What do you mean? I don't know where to go. Guarantee you that less than 20% of the people are going to be able to give me the same quick answer to where they're going to get their car fixed for auto body versus where they're going to get their car fixed for mechanical, right? And the reason for that is what I've explained before. One is a need to, and the other one is a as needed. So when it's a need to, what do? Well, most of us anyway, right? If you're smart, you end up finding a company that you're comfortable with, that's fair, that you can rely on, right? Does good work, is knowledgeable, has the right equipment, yada, 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 right down the line. Auto body, though, I don't know. We just drive around, bam. Now all of a sudden you're like, oh, where do I go? And folks, the insurance companies, they rely on this. See, ignorance is bliss when you're working in the insurance industry. Now, I'm telling you that as a professional who worked in that industry for almost 30 years. We love ignorance. Okay? When I worked at the insurance company, ignorance was great. If I got somebody on the phone and they knew very little, it was party time. Not in a literal sense. But the old adage, the educated consumer is our best customer. Remember that one years ago? So ignorance is bliss with the insurance. Why? Because if you don't understand what your rights and expectations are, right, and you don't know anything about the auto body industry, okay, and now all of a sudden your car's smacked up, let's say you can't even drive it. God forbid it gets towed somewhere. Forget it, right? Hey, you should get your car fixed here. Why? I'm great, and A, B, C, and D auto insurance companies, well, they tell me I'm great. They send me all their work. I'm on their list. Oh, you are? All right. And next thing you know, your car's getting fixed at an insurance company shop, which not a good idea, right? We've talked about that. Definitely not the place you want to have your car fixed. So, we need to be as familiar and intimate with that end of the spectrum as well as we are with the repair end, right? With mechanical and stuff like that. And the same goes for the insurance, all right? And that's what we're doing here at Crash Course Radio. All right? And if you folks have been listening to us now for over a year, appreciate it. You know that 9 times out of 10, you're going to walk away from my show scratching your head going, wow, I never thought about that, or I never looked at it that way. But it's true, right? It's true. And we just don't, it's human nature. We just don't want to, we set aside things that we feel, I think we subconsciously make value-based decisions in our subconscious, which is really screwed up, right? I don't even think we're consciously thinking about it. It's just a subconscious thing. And, somehow the rationalization comes in then at some point. Well, I'm not going to get in an accident, though. I'm a good driver. That's the other guy. That's my friend. He's always running around, hitting the bars, or he's speeding up and down the highway. And then it happens, right? Then it happens. So you listen to this show, you're going to be the smartest guy or girl out there, all right? Because you're going to have the right answers. You're going to have the information. You're going to know who to call, where to go. And your experience is going to be one of, a pleasant outcome instead of a frustrated and possibly even a financially frustrated situation. All right, I got 2 minutes left. Just going to sum up what we spoke about today on the rental. All right, I really want to hammer this because I know rental is a big, big thing. The insurance companies target this, folks. They target rental. All right, they have identified this as an area that they can control costs aggressively, and they do. All right, so you need to understand what you're getting involved with when you turn around and your car's not drivable and you say to the shop, I need a rental car. Great. Well, here's what we got. Your rental reimbursement calls for $25 a day. I can put you in the Cadillac, which is $90 a day, and you're going to pay the difference. There's all different things, a lot of moving pieces with this, with the rent. The bottom line is, on a contract with your insurance company, you got 30 days. That's it. 30 days or an aggregate dollar amount, whatever comes first. So let's say it's $1,600 for the month at $50 a day. So if you're renting something for $80 a day, obviously you're going to burn through that $1,600 before the 30 days is up. A lot of moving parts. So you really need to make sure you go to collisionservicenetwork.com and pick one of our amazing network partners there. All right, because these folks are going to know how to handle this. They're going to make sure that you're not going to get, the dirty end of the stick. Okay? And there's a lot of dirty end of the stick when it comes to rental reimbursement, trust me. All right? Now, if we're not dealing with a contract like our insurance policy and you're a third party or you're going as a claimant, somebody damaged you, there's a little bit of a different twist there with that, and I'll talk about that perhaps next week. All right, we got about 30 seconds left, folks. Once again, Happy New Year to everybody. Really looking forward to this year. All right, I really feel we're doing tremendous good here. We're spreading the word. All right, we're quelling the ignorance monster. All right, by educating and informing everybody. All right, and we're frustrating the heck out of the insurance guys, and we love it. All right, love it. Love doing this every Tuesday afternoon, folks. Enjoy the rest of the week and your weekend, and we'll see you back here next Tuesday.